It's the most wonderful time of the year for really bad Christmas movies. Hello, welcome to Waz Watch. I'm Matt Wazbinski, and this week we are going to be looking at two different Christmas-themed movies that came out this year and what I thought about each of them. The first one we're going to look at is Love the Coopers. This is a film directed by Jesse Nelson and stars Diane Keaton and John Goodman, along with a ton of other people. This is an ensemble cast movie, which basically means that there's a ton of really good actors who all play smaller parts to try to make a good movie. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. The general premise is that there is a couple who is played by Diane Keaton and John Goodman, who their kids are all coming home for Christmas, and it's your typical, well, we don't normally get along, but let's all hang out because it's Christmas and joyous, and they are actually planning on getting a divorce as soon as Christmas is over. But they want one last Christmas with their family together, so all of the brothers and sisters are coming from around the country in crazy situations and their own problems and their own struggles, and are coming together to have one last Christmas together, unbeknownst to them, because they don't know that their parents are getting a divorce. We went and saw this movie, and we kind of knew right off the bat. I remember I turned to Ashley and I said, this is not going to go well, because the first thing you see on the screen is CBS Films. We saw this movie in a movie theater and it said CBS Films. And my first thought is, this is a made-for-TV movie that they are putting in the movie theater. So my expectations were not that high, and it was a mess. There is a lot of interesting storylines. There's a storyline where an old man whose wife has passed away befriends a waitress, and they sit and they talk about films every day, and this dynamic where it's not really a romantic relationship, but they both kind of need each other for their own reasons. That was a really great idea. Unfortunately, it's like 1/8 of the film, and that is the biggest problem with this film. Is there are a few good ideas here, but what they did was they took a few good ideas and then slammed them together with a bunch of other good ideas to make one big bad idea. There's like 6 or 7 stories, and I honestly kind of lose track of what's going on the whole time, because you'll spend 4 minutes with this person, and then 8 minutes with that person, and then 5 minutes with this person, and you never really get a good chance to connect with any of these characters. It's also really interesting because the family in this isn't even fakely religious. In most Christmas movies, you'll get families that, they attend church on Christmas, or they'll attend a mass, or they'll do something along those lines. But these people are strictly almost anti-religion. I would even say that a lot of people around the holiday times, at least, fake it. They'll like attend a church, or they will do something along those lines. But it was incredibly secular, and it almost took a lot of the charm out of it, because it felt like all these people were kind of looking out for themselves, and it was just very weird vibe to it. And it was just a little bit strange to see. Not that you don't have movies where people aren't like, oh, let's celebrate Jesus, the reason for the season. It wasn't like even begrudgingly these people were doing, these Christmas religious things, but they just completely were like anti, like did not like, they didn't even pray for the Christmas meal, which typically, I mean, even in, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, they begrudgingly, it seems kind of out of the ordinary. They have the old person pray, and it's even a funny moment because she says the national anthem instead. You normally have at least it's Christmas. And so they had this, and people refuse, I'm not praying. And then finally another character has to do it, and it's still kind of awkward, and they even make fun of them for it. So it was just kind of a strange vibe. Like I said, there was a lot of good potential movies in here, but one problem I have with ensemble casts is a movie is very much like sports. And in sports, like in football, in baseball, there is only one ball. One person can throw the ball, one person can catch the ball, one person can run with the ball, but there's only one ball. So when you have 8, 9, 10 great actors, The problem is there's only one camera, just like there's only one ball. And so you have all these good actors, you have all these good storylines, but you don't learn to care about any of them because you're always jumping from this actor to that actress to this actress to that actor and this story to that story. And you just never end up caring about any of them because when it's all said and done, you've probably only known that character for about 20 minutes, maybe. And so you don't ever get to see them develop as a person. You get to see them maybe change from at the beginning to the end, but you don't actually get to see this story arc like you would in a normal hour and a half movie. This movie is actually a little bit under 2 hours, and it still felt kind of long. Even though you were hitting like all these different storylines, I still felt like it was dragging and I just would not get over. Also, there's one twist at the end. So if you are going to see this film, please just mute it and I will wave my hands like this when I am done spoiling this. But trust me, you probably don't want to see this film, but if for some reason you want the big twist at the end, mute it right now. Alright, here's the twist. The narrator throughout the entire movie seems like this wise person, and it's actually played by Steve Martin. The Steve Martin, comedic gold, genius, actor, brilliant. It just narrates the entire film, and at the end, it's the dog. It is the family dog who is narrating this story, and that almost made me laugh out loud because they wanted it to be like this big reveal, like, well, now I gotta go, sniff my own butt and chase my tail. Like, and that was the twist at the end, was that it was Steve Martin, the great Steve Martin, was playing a narrator dog for this very poorly put together film. Alright, spoiler over. So, it was just kind of a mess. It's really not that good of a film. It is very Christmassy. It's very eye-appealing Christmassy. So, if you are one of those people who love Lifetime movies, that love Hallmark movies, that 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family is the highlight of your holiday, then you might enjoy this. I would say maybe wait till next year and get it at Redbox or on Netflix. Don't really spend a lot of money on it because it's really not a good film, but it is very Christmassy. My final rating on Love the Coopers is going to be a D-. And the only reason that this movie does not get an F is, one, it does have some good possible storylines in there, even though they don't really develop. And I would love to see some of these storylines be their own movie and not just be mushed together like a bunch of plots that couldn't make their own movie, so let's just kind of stick them all together. It did have a lot of really good acting, even though that the story itself was bad, so it has a lot of good actors. And the only thing that really saves it is that it's Christmas, and I'm feeling happy about it. And it does have a lot of really good, you have your Christmas trees, you have your shopping, you have your family coming together and eating dinner. So it has all those Christmassy elements in it that you will love and enjoy, but it's a bad film. It's a really bad film. Don't go see it. Or if you will see it, please wait until you can watch it on TV or something. Well, did you see it? What did you think about it? And what is your favorite Christmas movie? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm Matt Wasbinski. Thanks for watching.